2, 3, 4. Yeshua the Messiah is the only well capable of giving living water unto those who dwell in darkness. And he said we could all sit at the altar, but like Lucifer, y'all want to sit on his throne as well. What makes you think that you're worthy to sit from that holy grail? The only throne that you're worthy is sitting on's in hell. He made you from dirt. When you die back in the dirt you'll dwell. He created earth. You don't even create the words yourself. Take it from me before you meet the Father, that whether you're Jay or Kanye, you're just some clay trying to be the potter. I'm not your judge. I just know that when you meet your honor, it'll be too late for you to say or do a thing about it. Wisdom is worth more than anything that you believe your dollars. I mean, the cash is cooler than ever, equal peace inside you. How'd you think it would feel to make $1 million? The same way you think it'll feel to make $1 billion. And urgently you search for peace, but nothing seems to feel it. I just pray you don't jump from the building once you reach the ceiling. There's no coincidence that out of all of these religions, Jesus Christ is the only one you people mention. You'll be like, shit, it's just a marketing scheme for selling. Since when is it respected to be ready and willing to do anything to seek attention? Your definition of real is based on you liking something. So now what's fake is only fake until your idol does it. You'll be like, so what if he's rich and drives a Bentley coupe? He's a boss, he could do that. You're just mad that it isn't you. Yeah, I know that he wore a skirt, but in your book that stuff is cool. You're just mad that he got all of that money, plus they'll pimp into next week. You'll be like, so what? That's his business if he's kissing dudes and switching tunes. Cause you're just as fake as who you listen to. Oh, but now I'm judging, huh? Yeah, but when your favorite rapper says that you ain't a man, that your chain is platinum, that ain't nothing, huh? God over money, boy. I didn't come to work to play, but you thought Christian rap was soft. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. This was good, this was good, this was good, this was good. I don't know why the rap cats keep playing with guys that got life misunderstood. So I pray for them, even fall on my face for them. Once again, it ain't too late for them, but there's a place for them. But if forever that I waste for them, whoever straight out in the gate with them, see I relate to them. I was caught up in a race with them, I'ma live in my way with them, forever bake with them. Living like I was living great with them, cause I was eating from a plate with them. Cause I had faith in them, the way I'm feeling every day condemned. Knowing death was a wage of sin, I was afraid of the grim. You couldn't put me in the graves of men, there was a hell wouldn't let me in. A lot of people got no problem trying to say that they believe in God. Never run out to embrace his hand until they lose a friend. Cry for a couple days and then to back to the old ways again. Cause the wave will end up this big commands up in the ways of sin, up in this crazy land. How could you look up at this guy and say that you did not believe in God? He's saying none of this is made by him. I'm thinking maybe that's the reason I was cool to making my career God. Guess it's just the ways of men. I give him praise and dance, cause I ain't guaranteed that I'ma see them all. Knowing that today can end, they throwing shots at God. People see it as a rapper going hard. I see it as a waste of pain. Illuminati wanted me but knew that I would never ever get involved. They told him I'm a Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fallen World Films, and it's your buddy Tim, and I'm just hanging out. You know what? So tomorrow is the big day. We're going to be releasing the premiere of The War on Kids, the official feature-length film. So a lot of you guys have already watched me building this documentary. You've seen its individual parts already, which are available on this channel. And I am appealing to you guys to please help me share this video in its full format, the full movie format, when it comes out tomorrow. You know, when I put out my first full-length film, which was called Chipped, some of you might remember, it practically went viral, like at least compared to my channel's usual performance. The full movie Chipped went viral. Now, before I put out the full movie, I put out all the parts individually, part 1, part 2, and part 3, which all did well. And all the while, the ambition was always to combine those parts. I wrote them out to be, you know, sequential so that I can combine them into one complete movie. And when I did that, it was a huge success. I gained like 1,000 subscribers to my channel, and the video just got tons and tons of views, but it only took like 10 days
before YouTube banned the video, of course. So that's fine. You know, it's still available on BitChute. It's still available on Rumble. And its individual parts are still available here on YouTube as well. But, you know, I was experimenting around sort of with my format and formula with this channel. So I'm doing the same thing again here with the War on Kids. So it officially releases tomorrow in its full feature length format. A lot of you guys have already seen the individual parts, and I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask you to either, you know, you can watch it again in its intended full format. I think you would enjoy it. But also, you know, if you've been compelled or inspired by any of the content of the War on Kids series, or if you just know anybody personally that, you know, might be touched or benefit from the information and message of this content, I ask you to please share the video when it comes out tomorrow. So I jumped on here tonight because, so this is weird. You guys that follow the channel, you know, I'm a man that is married and I got 6 kids in my care right now. So I'm generally super busy, but my wife, first off, she was gone last night. I had the whole house to myself for like the first time, as I recall, almost in my entire marriage. I think in the last like almost 6 years is the first time I've had the house to myself, and it was quiet, which was amazing. I had Bible study last night, so I didn't even get home till like 9:30 or so. And I got to get up generally at around 6 to get to work in the morning. So, you know, but I was like, man, I got the house to myself. It's all quiet. I don't got the kids. And so I figured, you know, I'm going to play Xbox. And sure enough, I ended up passing out on the couch. I did enjoy my time, but I wasn't able to get too much done before I just passed out. Anyway, so I started jamming on my guitar tonight, something I haven't done in a long time, pull out my guitar. And I was sitting there and I was just kind of strumming on it because the kids were in bed. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm just going to go live. I'm going to strum my guitar for my subscribers, supposing that any of you guys actually show up. We don't really have much action here right now. But for those of you who follow the channel, you know that I come from a background in music. You know, I was the singer and songwriter, and then I was the front man of a band called Annika, as well as Casper the Fake, as well as Silver Speak way back in the day. But I have a background in music, and the documentary coming out tomorrow, which I'm really on here promoting, The War on Kids, it's kind of all about music and the music industry and how it's been designed as a control mechanism to influence society, practically to, you know, embrace political and social propaganda is what's happened with music. Now, on the other hand, music is created by God. Music is beautiful. Music is divine in a way. And I mean, it's of God. I've put out another video on that is really interesting. You guys might enjoy, called Roll Over Beethoven. But I'm a musician. Okay. And the video that I'm putting out tomorrow is kind of a searing expose on the music industry. And it's sort of hard for me to do because, you know, I'm somebody that's very influenced by the music industry myself, again, being a musician. During this little broadcast that I'm doing right now, I'm going to show you guys a couple of my old songs. I might even play a couple of my old songs from before I was a Christian. For those of you that don't know, you know, I've been saved now for like 5+ years, I think it's been about 7 years actually. And from the time I've been married and really embracing this walk with Christ and this, you know, being a Christian man, I really haven't written much music at all. I wrote a song for my wife for our wedding, and I've dabbled a little bit here and there. I got like 4 or 5, you know, partial songs that are yet to be completed, because now I'm trying to write songs that are honoring to God and that still, you know, utilize my creative I don't know, I guess, angle, you know, like as a songwriter, I'm trying to be creative. And yet now as a Christian and with the worldview that I have now, you know, trying to put that into music has been difficult. And it's interesting because for all of my life previous to my current life, you know, pursuing this music career, it was never hard at all to write songs. In fact, one of my main things was being a freestyle rap artist. right? To be able to write song, I mean, to literally freestyle rap, and then just to come up with songs on the spot. And one thing I learned is that it was always real easy. Like, as long as I'm talking about some selfish, self-serving, self-centric stuff, or back in the old days, if I was talking about drugs and girls and sex and the things that I like to, you know, that were fun to indulge in, secularly and in the flesh, it was always real easy to freestyle about that, and always real easy to write songs about that. But when you're, as a Christian, and when you're trying to write music that is actually, you know, not only profound, but important, and that is honoring God, and that could actually potentially, you know, when you're trying to write songs that are going to have a truly positive and edifying impact on people, for me, and with the background I come from, that's been extremely difficult. It's a really interesting thing that I'm probably going to make another video about. But if anybody joins me here tonight, again, we're kind of a ghost town over here, which is fine. Again, you know, the big deal is tomorrow with the premiere of this movie, which I'm hoping you guys will help me share and promote. But supposing anyone joins me tonight, I just want to pull out my guitar. I already got my guitar out. I never pull my guitar out, okay? I'm in the mood. My wife's gone. The kids are sleeping somehow because they were up real late last night. And I never get an opportunity to really play my guitar, which is really the reason I don't often do it anymore. Aside from the fact that all my old previous songs no longer really apply to my current life as a servant of Christ, you know. But I might play for you guys some of my old songs just for the heck of it. So before I get into that, and while we see if anyone else is going to join, just to kind of get you guys in the mood. And again, tomorrow's video is all about pretty much decrying and exposing the satanic influence, and how the New World Order, how the Antichrist spirit is utilizing the institution of music to lead the youth astray and to lead the world astray, right? And I mentioned before, I kind of have a conflicted relationship with this, because myself, you know, I've poured so many hours and literally years of my life into, you know, practicing and learning the music theory, and, you know, learning all this stuff about music. I am still a musician. I've talked about this on quite a few videos, but you guys haven't really heard much of my music. So with the context of understanding that I haven't really written much since being a Christian, I am currently writing stuff, but I haven't produced or released much music at all. That's, you know, Christ-centric. Understanding that context, I thought maybe you guys would enjoy just hearing some of the, you know, kind of where I come from, because when it comes to the conspiracy stuff, when it comes to protest music, the personality that you guys have come to know about me and Fallen World Films, like, that's goes way back. Long before I was a Christian, I was a truther. Okay. So I'm going to show you two quick songs real quick. See if anyone else wants to join us. First one is called InfoWars. And yeah, I know. Alex Jones, you know, maybe he's a shill, right? And like, ever since he went from, you know, back in the old days, a lot of you guys might relate to this, you know, back in like 2010, 20 to 2012. And even before that, you know, I used to listen to InfoWars like way back. I'm old school with it, like back in the regular 2000s, you know. In fact, I had his first documentary ever called America Destroyed by Design, which came out in like the mid 90s. Okay. And InfoWars back in those days, it wasn't like it is today. You really didn't have channels like Fallen World Films and all these other alternatives for alternative media. And so what Alex Jones was doing was actually really revolutionary. And it was the only thing of its kind that you could really find that was covering those types of topics. All the way back then, we're going a decade back that I wrote this song as a promotion kind of for InfoWars before they were as big as they are now. And so, yeah, here's a song I wrote for InfoWars to help promote them back before things got all crazy, and long before the whole two-party, you know, dichotomy. You know, Alex Jones in the old days and InfoWars used to be all about how the Republicans and the Democrats were just two wings of the same bird, you know. And before Trump ran for office and Alex Jones became like a total, you know, Trump bandwagon kind of guy, he was really big, and his whole channel, his whole, you know, media outlet, was really big on being in the middle between these two parties, and a lot has changed. So I still like Alex Jones, to be honest. I know it's a point of contention, but I certainly don't view him to be a Christian. I do think he's sold out in a lot of ways. You don't see me sharing much Alex Jones stuff, and I probably share the same views, all the negative views any of these truthers and you people in my subscribers and my audience have towards InfoWars, I probably share. But there's just like enough sentimental history there that I still appreciate InfoWars for. First off, if it wasn't for InfoWars, I probably wouldn't have went down the path that I went down that led me to become, create Fallen World Films. So yeah, we have our differences. A lot of times passed. We're in 2022 now. Again, this song I'm about to show you guys, I wrote, I think in 2012. So 2012 in 2012. So this is a decade-old song, 10 years old. Check it out.
You're working with
Correction.
banks and military industrial
It's obviously from 2016,
Read the
not
military war
2012.
college from 1968. They planned this. Just because you lay around doesn't mean it's not true. This is not a publicity stunt. I was a lot happier years ago before I got into all this garbage. I'm sick of sheep laying down. I wish you'd get up and do something. Get up and do Make me want to vomit. Our forefathers went to World War II and World War I and fought in the Civil War to end slavery, and it means nothing to y'all. We're a bunch of yellow-bellied weaklings.
Give me your truth, I'll give you a trend. Give me your gold, I'll print you some paper. Just do as you're told, and you can be free to follow all the rules decided by me. You'd have to be asleep to believe. That's why they call it the American dream. Yeah, but that's what we want, to be herded like sheep. We're one nation under surveillance in a generation fastly asleep. Yeah, that's what we want, to be nursed and birthed. We're one nation under fire, let's just sit and watch her burn.
Back to the calls. You're on the air.
So can anybody tell me how World Trade Center building number 7 came down in the same style as the Twin Towers on the very same day? Except for that, World Trade Center building number 7 never got hit by a hijacked plane. So am I just blind or am I insane? Cause the facts of the matter don't match the claims. And what makes me mad is the way that they play with the minds of the masses. Never mind the lies of the fact that right after the tragic attack they enacted the Patriot Act, effectively granted the right to the state to invade our homes, read our emails and hack our phones, and lay the framework to take our guns and use the news to confuse everyone with the talking headsets to fan the flames and halt the progress of Alex Jones. With a slap in the face of the tax and the rates and the fact that we're facing a massive collapse in the banks from the loans and the tanks and the drones trying to close in on everything we own. But you know what?
1776 will commence again. Could you try to take our firearms and
Out you're dead, I'll throw you a bone. Donate your soul, I'll give you a paycheck. Just sign on the line and you can be free to follow all the rules decided by me. You'd have to be asleep to believe. That's why they call it the American dream.
All right, so that one was called InfoWars, and I still don't have anyone in the chats. I'm starting to wonder if something's going on, because there was like a queue of a bunch of people before this started, and nobody's here now. So for all I know, YouTube isn't even showing this. Maybe this isn't even on right now. I don't even know, but I'm already here talking, so I'm gonna go just keep chilling. So I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna see if anybody else wants to join. Here's another old one called My Mary. Now, when I say Mary, what I'm talking about is Mary Jane, marijuana, which, you know, again, you know, before being a Christian, and by the way, that's not to say I've totally broken the chain of this one. But, you know, it was almost like my God at a time because, well, as you'll see in this song, you know, the chorus is all about how Mary Jane, my Mary, you know, she helps me calm down. Still, I want to show it to you because I think the song is kind of cool. And the verses are all about, you know, kind of similar stuff as I still talk about and views I still share today. At the time that I wrote this, again, we're going back about a decade in here. And I was just, you know, a libertarian activist, I guess, if you had to define me some way. And this song kind of really embodies and encapsulates that. Still a cool song. And still, I think, an interesting thing for you guys to hear in context with the old Tim. You know, this is kind of where I came from. So check it out. This one's called My Mary.
Oh, police, I just wanna scream. I don't wanna be associated with a bank, and I don't need to have no banks associated with me. I just want my money. I shouldn't have to sign on any dotted lines just to get my hands on what's rightfully mine. It shouldn't have to be so hard. All around the prison yard you can hear us singing. All I want is to be injured on the job or laid off so that I could finally pay off some of these bills. Sleeping in and doing nothing at all, and then all I would need is a condition that can score me a prescription to weed, yeah. And whenever I'm falling down, my Mary, she calms me down wherever I am. Whenever I need someone to help me to overcome whatever I have become, whatever I am. Now all the men and the women and children, we're working together to build a prison, yeah. To build a wall around the borders, put cameras on the corners to catch the criminals. They wanted to build a safer system. I wish they soon became the victims. Cause when you're surrounded by walls and cameras, it doesn't take too long before you're the prisoner. So while you're working up a sweat to get your minimum wage, you know you're paying off a federal debt that you didn't create. Cause it's the people getting played that fund the ones that run the game. You'll maybe win a couple hands and watch them rip it away. Liquidate everything that you've been working to make. You'll burn at the stake before you get your turn at the plate. You give the Federal Reserve the first portion of your pay until the only job available is serving the state. Man, I was waiting at the station trying to catch a bus and looking through my wallet for some extra bucks to get some lunch, but I don't got no money. Instead, I just ingest a bunch of Nestle Crunches, honey mustard flavored pretzels, plus Hawaiian punch, and then it hit me that everything I'm buying is a lie, and that this juice ain't even made out of real fruit, and it ain't Hawaiian. Hawaii isn't even a real state, it's just an island, and I ain't even sure I know who I am anymore.
This just in, we're looking at some obviously disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane
we don't need a Fed.
Whenever I'm falling down, my Mary, she calms me down wherever I am. Alright, whenever I need someone to help me to overcome whatever I have become, whatever I am.
So that was pretty weird because we're getting a bad connection here. And not only are we getting a bad connection, but it's like whenever it pauses. Now, I don't know if this is happening on your end for anybody that happens to be watching on YouTube. I don't even know if anyone's watching on YouTube. It doesn't seem like I have any audience. I don't care. I'm just hanging out. But on my end, whenever it was pausing there and then picking back up, the sound was suddenly going by like 1 1/4 times speed. So the song that you just heard, not only were there breaks in it and did you miss out on lyrics, but the speed was also changing. So you can thank YouTube for that. Now I wanted to play you guys a couple songs because I picked up my guitar, but here's the thing. I forgot to tune it. So check this out. While I tune up this guitar, did you guys hear that President Biden now has the, the thing, the COV identification, ID. He's got it. It doesn't matter that he's had 4 shots. He's still contracted it despite that. And it's interesting because right now, President Harris is trending on Google, if you happen to look that up. So I don't know what's going to come of all this. Biden in the last month or however long it's been, apart from falling off the bike and having all types of gaffes, from saying that he has cancer to all types of stuff. I mean, we're talking about a guy that pooped his pants, all these things with Biden. And now he's got the thing. I'm sorry for burping right there. He's got the COVID. And, it just reminds me, and again, with President Harris trending, I made a prediction, not just me, a whole bunch of people, ever since Biden was like the shoo-in Democratic nominee. And he was saying, well, my vice president's got to be a woman and she's got to be black, right? He's filled so many roles in government with just based solely on that they have to be black women, right? And with our vice president, Kamala Harris, being somebody who was put in that position merely for racist reasons, the color of her skin, as well as her gender, which only a short time later, it's sexist to even use the word gender, I think, because it's a whole different thing. So here we are. Now, Biden's got this thing. I was reminded of this video that I made quite a while ago regarding Biden now, this video you're about to see, I put out on this channel, Fallen World Films, on the inauguration, the morning after his inauguration. Okay, because as you're about to see, and this video is about to detail, there was all types of weird stuff going on, even at the point of his inauguration. In this video, particularly regarding to the Turner Classic Movies channel. But it wasn't just that. When you want to talk about predictive programming, the idea that our current president, that there would be a president at around this time that would pass away, that would have allowed for the vice president to become president. So therefore, we'd have our first female president. The scenario that seems to be unfolding right now has been predicted in numerous fictional plot lines. And, that's a video I'm going to have to make down the line because I didn't prepare all this. But let me show you this older video I made real quick while I tune up this guitar. And, dude, just check this out. Consider the fact that President Biden now has the vid.
Okay, I wouldn't normally upload a video early in the morning like this, but today is January 20th, and it's the day of the presidential inauguration. And this little piece of information may or may not be time sensitive. So this is just going to be a simple and straightforward video, nothing fancy or artistic this time. But a friend of mine texted this to me today. And this is today's programming schedule for the TCM channel, or Turner Classic Movies. And I guess as an apparent gesture of celebration, they've filled today's schedule with a bunch of classic movies that include the word Joe in the title. And so the schedule reads as follows. Ode to Billy Joe at 6 a.m., Polo Joe at 8 a.m., The Fabulous Joe at 9:30. Then at 10:45, they're going to show us the story of G.I. Joe, followed by Joe Smith American, followed by A Guy Named Joe. Paul Joey is going to be on at 4:15, and then at 6:15, Mighty Joe Young. And as you can see down here at the bottom of today's schedule, the last 3 movies have nothing to do with the name Joe, but they still do share a common word in their titles. So it's not Joe, but it's murder. Murder, She Said, Murder at the Gallup, and then finally Murder Most Foul. And I think it's really curious that they would do this.
I mean, it's obviously not coincidental that all three of these movies happen to include the word murder as the subject to their title. And I think it's also worth noting that these movies air between 8 p.m. and midnight. So it's not like this is a new day of programming. It's just one scheduled day of programming that happens to include 8 consecutive movies that prominently feature the name Joe in the title, followed by 3 consecutive movies that prominently feature the word murder in the title. But I'm not going to voice any speculations on this topic because, for one, I don't want to damage my credibility by making frivolous predictions that could turn out to be wrong, but also because this video wouldn't survive any longer than 10 minutes, on these Orwellian social media platforms. But what I will say is that in the hypothetical event that any president, Republican or Democrat, were to hypothetically be assassinated in today's political and social climate, it would almost certainly result in a civil war. But to be clear, to viewers and censors alike, I am not saying that this is necessarily what's being suggested by this. But I am going to say that it looks pretty fishy, when compiled with some of these other clips that I'm about to show you. But before I go to that short montage of clips, there is one last thing that I want to mention. And that's to point out that the last movie on this list, the headliner, if you will, that's set to close out an entire day's worth of Joe-themed movies in honor of our new president, Joe Biden, is a movie titled Murder Most Foul. And some of you may know that in 2020, legendary songwriter Bob Dylan released his first original song since 2012. And the name of this song is Murder Most Foul. And it is literally about the assassination of JFK. Now, the movie is about the assassination of some actress or something like that. But again, Bob Dylan's song of the same title that just came out last year and was praised by all the critics is also called Murder Most Foul. And that one was about the JFK assassination. And I'm not going to get into the lyrics of that song right now for time restraints, but you should definitely check it out yourself because there's plenty of creepy and esoteric symbolism and numerology there, to help you remember how satanic this society is. But anyways, that's all I really got to add to this, you guys. This schedule is definitely weird, to say the least. And it's obviously an intentional arrangement on behalf of the channel, It's not like this is coincidental or accidental, So I don't know. I'm just putting this out there for your consideration. This is Tim from Fallen World Films.
I hope the president will clearly and unambiguously urge all Americans to take the vaccine once it's available. I took it to instill public confidence in the vaccine. President-elect Harris took hers today for the same reason. President-elect Harris.
I am so honored to introduce the next president of the United States, Senator Kamala Harris.
Yeah! I'm married to the next president of the United States!
A Harris administration together with Joe Biden.
Harris-Biden administration is going to relaunch that effort and keep pushing further to make it easier for military spouses and veterans. Harris-Biden administration, 8 women, and at least 4 or 5 people of color that I think are totally qualified to be Vice President of the United States, but for me, it has to be demonstrated that whomever I pick is 2 things. 1, is capable of immediately being president, because I'm an old guy, okay? Kamala knows how to govern. She knows how to make the hard calls. She's ready to do this job on day 1. When we disagree, it'll be just like, so far, it's been just like when Barack and I did. It's in private. She'll say, I think we should do A, B, C, or D. And I'll say, I like A, don't like B and C. And let's go, okay. Like I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign.
All right. Well, nobody answered my question about if these videos are skipping or if the timing is off for you guys on YouTube, because on my computer, everything is lagging right now really bad. And so I'm having second thoughts about playing you these songs if there's going to be a lag. Plus, where the heck is my pick? I need my pick, you guys. Hold up. I need to have a guitar pick to do this right. That's essential. Where is it? Hold up. Dude, where the heck did I put my guitar pick? Can you believe that? I had it all this time, and then I set it down right when I need it. But you know what? I can't have dead air over here, so I'm just going to assume you guys can still follow me. What's going on here? Let me see real quick, because I don't think I have any more videos I can even play for you guys to... I mean... Yeah. But I do need I need the guitar pick. I need the guitar pick. That's something I need. So check it out. That's why I'm going to make you guys, you know what? I'm not even going to keep this stream. Hopefully more people join it, but I am going to come back and play jams. So anybody that wants to listen to some old jams of mine, I'm going to be right back, but I'm going to make you watch this intro again, because I can't think of a more professional thing to do while I find this guitar pick. I mean, I can't just let you stare at this blurry screen in the background. That's not very professional. Mind you, it's not professional to show the intro twice either while I search for this pick. Not to mention put Levi's tablet away. He was supposed to plug this in. Not only is it unprofessional to play the intro twice, but I feel like given the two options, it's probably my better option of the two. So I'm going to play this intro again, and I'm really going to hope that I can find this pick in the next 60 seconds. So I'll be right back. Nope, that was too short. Still don't have the pick. All right, guys, watch it. Well, I never did find my pick, but guess what? A quality musician, quality guitarist doesn't need a pick anyways. But it doesn't really matter since I don't have any viewers either. So I could just end the stream, but I'm not going to end the stream. I'm just going to jam. I would play one of my songs, but I was expecting to have an audience when I did that. So instead, I'm just going to play anything I want. What's in the key G? Well, I heard an old story about how a Savior came from glory, how he gave his life on Calvary to save a wretch like me.
I heard about his groaning and his precious blood's atoning. And then I repented of my sins and won the victory. That's with my finger. All right. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He sought me and bought me with his redeeming blood. He loved me ere I knew him, and all my love is due him. He plunged me to victory beneath the cleansing flood. You guys, I'm sorry, but I suspect YouTube has banned this live stream. Something weird's going on. I got no viewers, so I'm just going to end it. But thank you. Now it's saying I have 2, but it's really been weird. I think YouTube's messing with me. But for Osiris and anybody that happened to hang out for that, thanks for coming by. And I hope you enjoyed that one little verse of Victory in Jesus that I gave you. And I'm going to be back soon and jam for you guys, which was the intention of this show. But yeah, I'm sorry. Technical difficulties are making it not happen. All right. Well, I love you guys. Listen, the whole purpose I even got on tonight, even though everything went kind of haywire, was to promote the fact that tomorrow, my movie, The War on Kids, the official feature-length version of The War on Kids, premieres tomorrow. So please share it with your friends, tell everybody, and please join yourself and talk to me in the chats. Rage Against the Machine, Fallen World Films. Oh, look it. So it is. So I am still live. I just got no viewers, I guess. I was just playing an old hymn. If you're there, we see the stream fine. Really? Wow, I was just about to end it, feeling like I was getting off the hook, playing a little Victory in Jesus. So I still might delete the stream, you guys, because I just feel weird about this. But listen, as long as I got you 2, as long as there's at least one person, I'm going to do what I intended to do tonight, which is just jam. If you don't mind, if you guys don't mind, listen, let me sing you one of my old songs. Okay. This is one from long before I was a Christian, long before I was even a truther, but when I was probably about 19, maybe when I wrote this. I'm 37 now. But this was actually one of the bigger hits I had, I guess, if you want to call it a hit, you know, at an amateur level. It was like, remember, I don't have a guitar pick, you know, so I got to do this with my finger. My fingers, I'll just do it like this. February 6, 2006 is when my heart got fixed. February 6, 2006 is when my heart got fixed. Obsessive and compulsive and impulsive, uninvolved and incomplete and insecure, inferior. And I'm engulfed with this excessive stress and pressure. Take every desperate measure to ensure that I am never seen. I feel invisible and I've been overlooked and passed around and handled like a spectacle. That has to act a certain way just to remain acceptable, susceptible to alcohol or any pill digestible. We wrote the book, I'm breaking hearts. My soul is inaccessible. Everything I love is either ending or eventually will. That's the way I used to feel, which is crazy for me singing it back now. Yeah, well, I need to get myself together. Or maybe I just need to go. I need to get myself together. Or maybe I just need to go. I've been saying this song for years. That's why I'm forgetting it. So cut me some slack. And I don't even relate to the song anymore. So
but I'm jamming either way.
Yo, have you been victimized by the crimes you committed and captivated? You just have to admit it, that everything turns back around, but you cannot turn it back round, around. Every single corner is a promise that you're broken and you know where you've been, but don't know where you're going, to the point your only hope is just to see the night. Take a ride towards the light, sleep tight tonight. You might be right, the blight that we all alone, and these walls are stone that you can call your homes, but hey, everybody messes up and everybody chooses. Everybody knows that everybody loses. Everybody wants everything anyway, and everybody does everything every day. And you're just another anybody in the midst of everybody doing anything to become anybody. Right now, I need to get myself together, or maybe I just need to go. I need to get myself together, or maybe I just need to sleep.
This is where the bass and the drums will come in and do their little thing, you know. Boom, 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 boom,
and I just gotta get away, cause I don't see it working out here anyway. Well, what's another difference?
All right, so it goes into this whole little thing. So that was one of my old songs. Dude, I had this one. Dude, I can't do it without the pick. Hold up. Let me figure out how to do it without the pick. I can't do it without the pick. And I don't got the pick. So listen, you guys. I got Rage Against the Machine. All right, you guys, I'm going to come back again in the near future, and I'm going to jam more appropriately with my guitar pick, the way I like to play, which I did have before I came on this thing. I can't find it. I literally had it just a second ago. But what I'm feeling like is like if I intend to come back and do a stream where I jam out these old songs, you know, I shouldn't do it right now in a subpar way. I should just come back and do it. First off, when I can promote it beforehand and I got more than YouTube viewers, not that I don't love and appreciate you guys, but also so that I can have my pick and play them properly. So I think I'm going to end the stream. I do thank you guys for coming. This wasn't exactly what I planned on, although I didn't necessarily have, wasn't anticipating anything specifically. I just was like, dude, I'm just going to go live. I will tell Paul and Rage Against the Machine, you guys, tomorrow is the premiere of The War on Kids, my second feature-length film. I don't know if you guys have seen the parts that I put out individually. I only ended up with the two of you guys, so I'll ask you guys, would you please help? Well, first off, come join me tomorrow when this film premieres at 8 p.m. Central Time, Wisconsin time. And I'm going to be in the chats and answering questions and just hanging out and chilling. Watch the movie and share it if you guys feel compelled. I don't know if you've followed The War on Kids or not, but dude, you're welcome, Rage. Thank you. So yeah, I'm going to be back, you guys. And you know, since I'm going to delete this stream anyways, maybe I will play you a bonus track, but I can't because I don't got the pick. That's what sucks. I'm looking, see what I did before I sat down. I wrote down a couple of these old songs. A lot of my old songs I wouldn't play anymore. They're just too conflicting with my current channel. You can't see it because of all this stuff. Point is, I wrote down some songs that I'd be cool with jamming, you know, for my Fallen World Films audience that I wrote. Frankly, I just feel like without the pick, they're just not going to. I just feel like I should come back and do it at another time. With all that said, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. This stream's going to delete in a little bit. I'm glad you guys joined. And yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Hope you sleep well. It's 10 p.m. over here in Wisconsin. I don't know where y'all are from. Actually, I know that one of you are from Alabama. I don't know what the time zone is in Alabama. Either way, I know nighttime is approaching for all of us. So I hope you guys sleep good. And I hope to see you tomorrow during the premiere of The War on Kids. And say hey in the chat. And yeah, let's resume our conversation there. All right. Have a good night, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.